53 minutes past the top of the hour. We now have our 7th named storm of the season, Tropical Storm Gabrielle. We've gone from 35 miles an hour to 40 miles per hour. Still estimated. Satellite depiction is what gave us pretty much the Gabrielle denotion. But what do we see with this thing that leads us to believe that it may even strengthen further?
Denotion? Is that a real word? Sorry, I was distracted by that. Yeah, Tropical Storm Gabrielle.
There.
Yeah, this is the latest.
I'm still amazed that it's a tropical storm, but anyway.
Yeah, I mean 40 miles per hour. Came up a little bit, moving northwest at 8. That is in that direction. Again, that is going to be moving through the islands, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, fairly soon with a lot of rain. And we have actually a tower cam right now, right, to show you.
We do. We can take you down there and show you Puerto Rico. I'm thinking that the streets are a little wet in San Juan, but certainly if it was pouring, I think we'd have a hard time seeing off in the distance there. And there goes that tower cam. Ooh.
Interesting. Was the lights flickering? Strong wind gust?
Just think we lost the shot for a second. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about where this thing goes, who it impacts, if it's a threat to the United States or not, and if it becomes a hurricane.
Yeah.
All those things.
I think we can answer a couple of those questions. It's going to be moving slowly northwestward, 50-mile-per-hour intensity through Friday. So that's not strengthening it much. They're kind of holding it where it is as it moves off toward the northwest, and then look, heads northward and then northeastward.
Right around the high.
Right around, away from the United States. So no threat to the United States. They keep the intensity at 60 miles per hour. That is not at hurricane strength, so they keep it as a tropical storm. Maybe a threat to Bermuda, right? You got to keep an eye on it.
Even though the new GFS model kind of takes it up and then just hints at a little bit of bending toward the end there, just FYI. But
okay, so if you're in Bermuda, keep an eye on it. Looking at the enhanced satellite loop here, with those bright colors, those reds, those are the tallest thunderstorms. There are a lot of them, and you know what? They're in a circle here. And you might think, just based on this image, wow, that's a pretty healthy system, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've watched that deep convection kind of come and go, but at least it's coming back, so there shows us something's going on there.
Right, but you know, if you look at it on the radar, you can see that it's kind of in a band right here. This is from the San Juan, Puerto Rico radar, which is up here, looking out this way, and you see the thunderstorms kind of organized, the heaviest ones around like that. But I put the symbol on here. You might think, what's that? Well, that's where the low-level center is. That's where the Hurricane Center places the center of Gabrielle. And notice where the thunderstorms are. Not near the center. In fact, there's not much thunderstorm activity, at least as depicted by this radar. There's probably some attenuation in the radar as it's looking through those storms. But still, most of the storms not where the center is. That's pretty remarkable.
But wouldn't you say, I mean, this banding feature would be a healthier feature to persist the convection and then eventually lower the pressures, maybe even create a new center, a jump in the center.
Yeah, it could be, but you know, looking at the velocity, we don't see anymore the sort of tighter greens and reds close together. We just see a lot of greens here and a lot of reds here, kind of a spread out system right now. A few hours ago, it was tighter in like that. So we seem to have lost some of the tight spin that we had at 5,000 feet. Now keep in mind, this velocity is showing us the motions at about 5,000 feet in altitude, because it's about 100 and so miles away from the radar. So we're looking aloft there. It's lost a little bit of its oomph a little bit above the ocean surface. But
the other thing you have to watch is this tropical wave, which we've seen for several days now. It's kind of coming into the picture here. Does this just get absorbed into the storm?
I don't know. I really don't know.
No, I don't think we do know how it's going to come into play.
I don't know. I mean, it's a huge cluster of thunderstorms that kind of dwarfs Gabrielle, and the question is, does some of its flowing air outward from the tops, does that come in and sink right on top of Gabrielle and crush it? I don't know what's going to happen.
It's got to have some kind of interference. I mean, the good news about Gabrielle, it's got some pretty good ventilation here, but you know what? If you look at the latest couple of satellite images, we've actually got some ventilation on that thing, too. I mean, could they both develop? Or has it got to be one or the other? Because they're pretty close.
They are close. I can't think of them strengthening both a lot. Maybe they could strengthen, both of them could strengthen a little.
Okay, all right.
If that's fair.
Something to watch, and actually for all of us, because we haven't seen anything like this certainly.
Right, a lot of rain. That's what's coming in. Locally 10 inches plus, so mudslides, flash flooding will be a problem. And look, now the Atlantic has come alive. Good news
that is an area of interest, by the way. I think that's interesting.
Right, but none of these systems are particularly strong. That's good news. So it's a little bit more active, but no hurricanes on the horizon.
7 days.
I don't know.
Tie the record.
Yeah, could be.
All right, Crystal, back to you.
All right, we'll see if that holds. Thanks for staying with us tonight on Weather Center Live.
We have live weather updates throughout the night. We'll be back in a couple hours.